That sound, that's the sound of an emergency. And every 60 minutes in the United States, 20 people hear that sound when they're being rushed to the hospital because of a food allergic reaction. Some of them had that allergic reaction at an event just like this one. We spend hours focusing on, as event professionals, we spend hours focusing on the venue, the speakers, the audio-visual. But what about the food and beverage? It's usually the last thing that we plan. And when food and beverage has the opportunity to make a better experience, we need to focus on it. There are so many people, I'm going to be honest with you, I just lost my train of thought. I've practiced this speech for days, and I've lost my train of thought. I've got it, thank you. We focus on food and beverage a lot, but we don't focus on what's needed. When we have people who are going to the emergency room every single day, 540 per day because of a food allergic reaction, we need to do something different. It is our #1 expense, and we spend the least amount of time focused on it. And we have to take the time to sit down and look at the different ingredients that we have, the different ingredients that are offered, because we have an opportunity. Food and beverage is more than just a meal. It's an opportunity to create a better experience and make sure that all of our attendees feel cared for and valued. So when we're designing our menus, we need to think about does everyone have something to eat? And that does not mean a plate of fruit. It has to be inclusive. When we're talking to our chefs, we need to ask them, can we have a breakdown of the allergens and the dietary restrictions for those meals before we finalize the menu? Because there's often times that I'm left with guacamole or a bowl of berries to eat. And that's not inclusive when I'm paying the same amount of money, sometimes $500 to $1,000 to attend the exact same event that you did. So when we take this time to really focus on what we're doing with our food and beverage, we can create better experiences. And I'm a meeting planner. I spent hours doing this all the time, managing food and beverage as well. But I even made a mistake. A couple of years ago, we were doing an event, and we were having everybody come down to the lobby. And I ordered the popcorn machine to get that ambiance of the smell and the popcorn. But I didn't think about the butter that automatically came in the oil. And I tried to serve it to somebody, and he said, "I'm sorry, I can't eat that because I'm dairy-free." And I'm like, oh my God, I do this for a living. And I forgot. But when I invited them back 2 days later for a different food function, and I promised them dairy-free and vegan dishes, they didn't believe me. They didn't show up because I didn't include them in the first time. Now that alarm sound happened back in December to a woman by the name of Dominique Brown. She went to an event just like the ones that we plan every single day. And she told the organizer, she did everything right. She told the organizers in advance of her food allergy. She actually asked the servers when they were passing appetizers if the food was safe for her to eat. She trusted that server's response, and she trusted that organizers to make sure that they had something safe for her. That trust was broken because it cost Dominique her life. Now imagine you were the event planner for that event. You had spent hours, months, planning the logistics of all of this, organizing all of the food and beverage, to find out that one of your attendees didn't make it home that night because of something that she ate. Would you ever look at a food and beverage menu the same way again? No. It's scary, and I don't want you to be scared about it. I want you to look at this as an opportunity to create a better experience. Our attendees, there's statistics out there that 93% of Americans say that knowing what's in their food and beverage and how it's prepared is important to them. 76% say their food and beverage impacts their mental and emotional well-being. And then another 65% say that their mental health influences what they choose to eat. How many of you are like them? Quite a few of you. It's the same thing. So we need to think about that. And transparency doesn't need to be hard. Transparency starts with asking the simple question: Before we finalize this menu, chef, can I have a breakdown of those allergens and dietary restrictions? I want to make sure that there's something for everybody to eat. It's also about taking additional steps. When you're sourcing your venue or your catering company, how many of you ask the question, or why not start by asking the question, how does your chef and your front of house staff who are serving the food work together to manage food safety and food allergens? I've been yelled at by chefs saying, I cook the food, but I don't have to label it. And then the front of the house staff says, I just put it out. I don't know how to cook. How would I know what's in the food? We need to stop that narrative. We need to think about, when we're designing those menus, and I've said this twice already, think about making sure that everybody has something to eat. And then the last step, too, that we can take is that when just before we're going to our pre-con meeting, we need to check those buffet labels. Because 90% of the time, those buffet labels are being done the morning of your event by somebody who doesn't cook. So we need to be proofing those buffet labels before we get to that pre-con meeting. And we need to go through those labels with the chef to make sure they're accurate. This is about being proactive and not reactive. Because we don't want the situation where Dominique left the venue because of a food allergic reaction and never made it home. We have an opportunity to create greater experiences. And there's another stat out there that says 91% of consumers who have food allergies will come back to your restaurant or your event when they're fed well and they're treated with respect. Events and the food and beverage that we serve at events are about safety, inclusion, and experience, and they're all wrapped up into one. How are you going to make that experience better at your next event? If you're willing to take some of these intentional steps to create a better experience, raise your hand. Thank you. Your attendees will appreciate it. And you will get some of them back. And we're about to end this session. My time is about up. But there were 2 speakers before me, and there's 3 to follow. That's 60 minutes. And in that 60 minutes, 20 people have gone to the emergency room because of a food allergic reaction. The question is, will it be from one of your events? Food has a message. It sends a message every time we serve it. We want that message to be say, we see you, you are safe here, and you belong. Thank you.